Hi there guys, Adam Simmons here for Tiny Real Estate. In this video I wanted to talk about plumbing in your tiny house. So all the different aspects of the plumbing side of things. So you've got your freshwater system, your grey water system, and your gas as well, and how that all works together to create a functional tiny house. So we'll start with freshwater, and I'll run you through basically what we're doing in our tiny house, and then we'll go on to grey water, and finally we'll do gas. And I'll just give you a quick run through so you can have a quick look at what we've done here. Just a little disclaimer, I'm not a plumber, so make sure you get advice from your local plumber who's qualified and experienced to give you the right advice. This is simply just an overview of what we've done. Okay, so starting with freshwater, we're going to have our rainwater tank situated out the front of the draw by here, roughly where the camera is set up right now. We're going to have about a 10,000 litre rainwater tank set up there, which will have a pump on the floor on a base. The pump will then pump the fresh water from the rainwater tank into our utility cupboard here, and it's going to come up and it's going to go through these filters here. We've got a dual stage filter. One is for dirt and sediment, the other one's for chemical removal. So the water is going to come in one side, it's going to come out the other, and then it's going to protrude through into our wall cavity, which is this is the bathroom on the other side of this wall here, but it's essentially going to go into the wall. And that's the start of our water into the house, and then the fresh water from there goes to its respective locations, which I'll show you in the next video. So while we're at the front here, it's also worth pointing out, you can see we've got some copper pipe there protruding through the wall. That's for our hot water system. We've opted to go for a conventional house style hot water system. It's a Rinnai B16, which is essentially a Rinnai Infinity unit, very similar. It's 16 litres a minute, which is heaps for what we're going to need here in the tiny house. It's just a small rectangular shape, and we're going to mount it up there. The reason why we chose that location and not anywhere else, which would have been a bit more discreet, is because of the regulations. If you want to be able to meet plumbing regulations for gas hot water, it has to be mounted in a particular location with certain measurements away from corners and openings and whatnot. Your plumber should know all about that, so speak to your plumber in regards to that. But that's essentially the best spot for us whilst meeting the regulations. So it's not going to be the prettiest looking spot, but it's going to meet the standard. So that's our spot for a hot water heater. The cable poking out there is just for a power point. It needs its own power point for ignition. So that's that. Let's go inside and check out the rest of the plumbing. Okay, so here we are inside the tiny house now. We're in the bathroom, which is just the other side of the utility cupboard on the other side of this wall. So for our fresh water is going to come from our water filters, which I showed you. They're going to come through this wall, and they come through right here. This pipe here is just from the outlet of the water filters. It comes down and it tees off. Tees off a couple of times actually, but we've basically got water going to our bath and shower, and then water's going the other way to the kitchen. Essentially, that's pretty simple. We also have another connection here. This is just for our washing machine taps down the bottom here. They're going to be located in a cupboard here, and then the washing machine's basically going to be where I am right now. So we'll run those pipes just across to the washing machine fittings. We'll just screw onto these in the cupboard, and that's that. So that's basically our water supply. And also these taps here, there's a couple of taps here. This is just our vanity. So taps and your spout, your vanity, and that's the freshwater system. This pipework we've used with all the plumbing, it's a product that Reese stocks, Reese Plumbing. It's called Rehau. It's a German-made product. It's flexible, it's hard wearing, it's got a great warranty on it, but it is expensive. So we decided to use this not only because our plumber uses it, but also because copper was looking quite difficult to get all the bends and whatnot into the wall framing. Because the tiny house is quite small, it can be quite hard working with copper in this sort of small space. So we opted for that because it's easy. As you can see, it easily bends, and it made installing this very, very easy. It was all in within a day, which was great. Something to note as well with the plumber's probably going to need to see your taps, your sinks, your bath, or your shower base, and any spouts. So it's a good idea to go shopping and buy all that stuff first of all before you get your plumber around. And then when he comes around, he can look at all your stuff and he'll know from that stuff exactly all the fittings he's going to need. So just make sure you go shopping first for that. And apart from that, that's about it with the freshwater system. It's very simple. And I'll run you through the gas now. We'll do the gas as well. Okay, so for the gas, we're going to have two 8.5 kilo bottles here in the front in the utility cupboard. They're going to sit side by side there. You're going to have a dual stage regulator with twin pigtails if you want to run two bottles. You can run one if you want to. We just decided to go two just in case one runs out. We've always got a backup. So we'll have two bottles there. We're going to have our regulator mounted on the wall here with our pigtails coming down to our bottles. And this here is the gas line, which then feeds into the wall cavity behind and then splits off and goes to where it needs to go to. And that's essentially the start of the gas run. I'll show you inside as well. Okay, so here we are on the other side of the wall. We're in the bathroom. The utility cupboard that we were just looking at is on the other side of this wall here. The gas bottles are down here on the other side of that wall. So our gas, like I said, it comes from the bottles. Obviously, it goes through a regulator. And then from the regulator, it comes in through the wall here. This is our inlet, this yellow pipe here. That's our gas in. And then you can see, hopefully you can see here, there's a T. It tees off. Gas goes to our hot water heater up on the wall, which I showed you. And then the gas carries on and it goes to the kitchen because we have gas cooking. We've opted to run a gas cooker and a gas oven. That reduces our power usage, and it's a great way to go if you don't want to have, or if you don't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a solar system for a tiny house. And gas it's quite affordable, so it's still a great option until this price of solar comes down quite a lot, which I'm sure it will in the coming years. So that's our gas system, very simple. One feed to the hot water unit, one feed for cooking. And if you had heating in your house, if you had a gas heater or anything like that, then you'd run a line to that. And that's it, that's gas, all done. So we're in the kitchen here. So as I pointed out before, the yellow line is the gas line. The gas comes from the front of the house there where I just was previously, and it runs in here to an outlet here. So our cooker is going to be up here and our oven over here. So it's essentially in the next cupboard to where we're going to need it, so we can just poke our supply through the side of the cupboard. So that's gas. And then our water is here. This is for our kitchen sink. We've just got our hot and cold. Our sink's going to be up here in the bench. And that's it. That's all of our water and all of our gas in the tiny house. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We really appreciate it. I hope you got something from it. I hope it was helpful. If it was, then please let us know. Post a comment down below and let us know what you thought. If there's something you'd like us to cover in another video, in our next videos, then also let us know and we can put something together. And subscribe to our channel. By subscribing to our channel, you're helping us to reach more Australians who are struggling like you may be, and it just makes everyone's life a whole lot easier. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.